I'm Mi Win, and I teach at Notre Dame High School in Belmont. I've been teaching for the last 8 years, and I'm loving every minute of it. I currently teach environmental science and biology here at Notre Dame, and I love life sciences. In the past, I've taught middle school and high school. In middle school, I taught earth science, physical science, life science, and then in high school, I've done chemistry, biology, honors biology, environmental science, and physics.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Girard. I started teaching in public school 23 years ago, and I've taught all different types of life science, which is my passion. I have taught botany, biology, chemistry, honors biology, AP biology, general science, human biology, lots of different subjects, and absolutely love teaching, especially at the high school level.
So we're going to share with you a little bit about our path to becoming teachers. Not everyone has to start in the same place, but somehow we all end up being teachers because it's the best career ever. I always knew I liked science, so I got a Bachelor's of Science degree in biology with a minor in microbiology. And then I went to work in the professional field for about 8 years. I started in histology, and then I went into biotech, and I realized I just wanted to be around people more. I happened to find a subbing job that really worked out. It was a part-time job subbing chemistry, which is not my favorite science to teach, but I still loved it. So I knew it was something I really wanted to look into. In the process of subbing, I went back to get my teaching credential and my master's in education at NDNU. I've been teaching high school now for 8 years, and I love every minute of it, and I continue to learn and grow through my professional learning communities and through other teaching networks.
So my path to teaching began when I was a undergrad in college, and I was looking to be a pre-med candidate, but I fell into the secondary educational certification at my college. And while it was something that I hadn't expected going in as a freshman, by the time I was a junior in college, I knew I had found my right path. I graduated with a Bachelor of Science and taught in public schools on the East Coast before coming out to California, and here I've now earned my clear credential in biology and chemistry at the secondary level, along with a master's in digital media educational design. And what I value, just like what Mi was saying, is that there's many different pathways to finding out that teaching is really a passion and a vocation for you. One of the greatest things I see about the NDNU program is that not only will you be prepared to understand the content and how to teach the content, but you'll also be certified within the first 4 years. So when you graduate from NDNU, you're able to actually go out and get a job in the teaching profession. That was something that took me a little longer because I had to do my certification after graduating from college. So that's a real big benefit, time saver, and gets you out there into the classroom, which is really where we all want to be.
There are so many reasons I love teaching life science, and the biggest reason is because it's so relatable and tangible to students. For example, a few years ago when the Ebola outbreak happened, we were able to gather all of our students and talk about Ebola in class. We looked up the IDEO challenge, which is this worldwide challenge that they had online to see if we can help minimize the impacts of Ebola. And so all the students were able to come up with ideas of how they can help healthcare workers, people suffering with Ebola, and family members of Ebola. So it's so applicable. We can talk about the human body systems. We can talk about earth systems. We can talk about how we relate to earth systems. We get to talk about genetics. So there's so many things that the students can relate to, and it really sparks curiosity because these are things that kids are really curious about. Why do I bleed when my finger cuts? Why do I start sweating when I'm exercising in basketball? Oh, why did I get a cramp? These are all things that we can talk about in biology, and I love that about the life sciences.
Some of the reasons why I love teaching science include the idea that as a science educator, I get to continue my own learning. So as an educator, especially in life science, I have to continue to find more information about breakthroughs and discoveries that are happening daily. Also, our subject really resonates and connects with our students because every single one of our students lives in the world. And the world is all about life science. Everything is connected. And so I get the opportunity to really inspire students and connect them to what's happening in their real lives from my classroom. So every chance I get to open the walls of my classroom and bring in other learning from outside the classroom just gets more exciting. And you can see those light bulbs go off. That's just the greatest piece for teachers, to see light bulbs going off in students' faces, knowing that the content and information we are sharing with them is something that they're going to need to understand for the rest of their lives. This is such an exciting time to be an educator, and in particularly in science, and even more particularly in the life sciences. We have access, and our students have access to so much information, to daily discoveries that are happening, that we're really on the cutting edge of content. And that's really exciting. We get a chance to connect our students with their communities and even the global world because of our access through the internet and social media. And as educators, we need to continue to open our horizons and to learn the new technologies and tools and help our students learn how to use those tools in really meaningful ways.
I think one of the characteristics that makes me a successful life science educator is that I'm so curious about the topic that I teach. I have a strong passion for learning life sciences, and also I have a strong passion for helping others understand the world around them. Being able to share something you love and being able to help other students understand that and then share it with others is the most inspiring part about being an educator.
One of my favorite things about learning biology is how applicable it is to the rest of my life. Like, especially in classrooms, we've gone on field trips, we've gotten to do things that actually impact our community. One of my favorite experiences was Save the Bay. We went and monitored different areas in the bay around the habitats in the Bay Area. And we got to see the soil content and see restored areas and help the people who were working there to actually make this area a better place. And so there was a tangible thing that we were doing with our learning. We've also gotten to go visit tide pools and talk about biodiversity. Biology is also just such a universal subject that from our classrooms we're able to make a change all around the world. We've been able to use apps online and different technologies allow us to make a change in other communities. We've used iNaturalist, which documents biodiversity in our community. We've used Gorongosa, which is an online program that connects us to parks in Africa, and we get to look at their biodiversity. We've also done projects that document litter. We've used Google Earth, which makes us allows us to see what's happening in the rest of the world and use that knowledge to help our learning. So use being able to understand not only our natural world, but the natural world that we don't get to see every day is really powerful.
So one of my favorite things about biology and life sciences in general are that it applies to everything around us and you can see it in the world. So things that you learn in class, like I remember one of my favorite projects was the genetics symposium, which we completed in AP Biology. You were able to learn about these different genetic disorders, and then when you were interviewing people who were in these fields where they're working with individuals who have these disorders, or genetic counselors who are very knowledgeable about these fields, you're able to connect what you're learning in class to something that you can see in the real world. Another thing that's really incredible about life sciences is that you can use it to help others. That's what I really like about biology.
One of the really exciting things that I don't think I really understood when I first began my career path as an educator was the opportunity to find out about my students after they'd left my classroom, after they'd left my high school and gone to college and beyond. I've been in the teaching profession for 23 years, and I now have many experiences with students who have connected back and told me just what kind of positive impact I was able to make. That fuels my interest in teaching, and as an educator inspires me because I understand that there is long-term impact. I can make a long-term impact that ripples out into their community and to all of those places where they go and make a difference in the world. That is powerful and exciting and really encourages me to continue learning and continue to be the best educator that I can be.
I'm working in a research lab. It's a molecular cellular developmental lab, and I'm studying genes involved in neutral development in tunicates. It's really fun, and I am becoming a pro at PCR and gel electrophoresis. I wanted to thank you for giving me a good background in bio. Class of 2009.
I am so prepared for my bio classes and labs here at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Everything you taught us last year is coming in handy, especially lab book skills and practicals. I am so beyond prepared for my first quarter of biology. I am 10 steps ahead of my peers.
Thank you for being an amazing teacher. Your enthusiasm for all things biology, from genetics to fungi to 3D printed tissues, vastly overshadows the difficulty of the subject. During a lab with slightly wonky results, you reminded our class that the results don't matter so much as the process. You have inspired me to want to be successful as a woman in STEM. Class of 2017.
So I've always been really interested in the life sciences. Even since like 7th grade, I fell in love with biology and all that stuff. But when I got to high school, it was really my freshman year biology teacher and my junior year AP biology teacher that really convinced me that biology is what I was meant to do. Having teachers that not only were really passionate about the subject matter, but were really passionate about my own success really helped me to thrive and succeed and find my path in life. I think that science, especially life sciences, is so hands-on that when you have a teacher that will really take the time to provide you with those opportunities, it gives a lot more room for growth and learning in the life sciences.
If you love biology, share that passion with others.
You have the opportunity to educate young scientists who will develop the cure for diabetes, who will become doctors who save lives, who will travel the world designing solutions for environmental challenges.
Come join Notre Dame de Namur's program and find a team that will be your key to success.